So this Toyota Corolla's got some leak going on in the tank here. I definitely suspect underneath these rotten bands that I'm going to find some pinholes, and it's got a couple of lines up in there. And so I'm going to get to draining that fuel before I take down the fuel cell and have a good look underneath the bands here. But I'll tell you what I've prepared myself with, because this is not the first time that I've landed up doing a fuel cell repair like this. And here are two amazing little tricks that will help you provide a chemical solution rather than replacing the entire tank. I've very carefully used a wire brush to get under here and remove the rock guard. And underneath the rock guard I find some rust scale, and then underneath that rust scale we find the pinholes. So here I've got three gaping holes to deal with, as well as some other pinholes that I've suspected. You know, I've just checked out any sort of rusty area or bubbly area that I suspect, and then I'll get back to it with the Permatex stick and the seal all over top. The Permatex stick is best blended when it's warm, and so for this repair I've literally just cut off like 4 little sections like this, and you can see it is definitely a 2-part epoxy, right? And so you just need to warm it up a little bit. I've chosen to use a heat gun, just like literally for like 5 to 10 seconds, that's all I need, just to warm it up enough that I can blend it. And then I really knead it together quite well with my fingers, making sure that I blend the brown with the silver really well, and so that it becomes kind of a uniform silver color. And then once I get that welded in place, or sorry, once I get that kneaded up and patched in place, later on after it cures, I can actually machine this stuff. I can drill it, I can tap it, I can even thread it, which means that this product is going to be dynamite for a whole bunch of other things, like cancer holes in the body. Anyways, let's have a look under the car, and I can show you the first couple of patches I've done. It takes quite a bit of pressure. I mean, I've got the tank just kind of suspended here from the hoses, but it takes quite a bit of pressure. I've rammed the stuff up in the hole and plugged the hole, and then I've used my thumb to really push on it hard and spread it out, because what you want to try and do is get a 1/2 inch around the hole itself, so that it seals to the outside of the fuel cell itself, and really gets a good grab on it. You want a lot of adhesion to the tank itself, because as soon as the gas hits the hole, you know, any kind of other epoxies or fillers are going to want to just fall right out. And so once I get this blended in and I get it pushed, I just kind of push to the side like that with my thumb, and then later on I'll come with the seal all and I'll really seal it on there, just gluing that in place. Seal all is going to keep that in place for forever basically. And then I'm just going to use some self-etching primer over top before hitting it with some rock guard. And that's kind of how that goes. We can see the patches, and I've just done 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those were the actual holes or punctures. As you saw in the earlier video, they're about 1/4 inch. And then I've gone over it with the seal all. Okay, and so I bared the tank. I got the rock guard off of the tank so I could see exactly where the punctures were. They were swelled up like little warts. And then I bared any other spot that I suspected, and then I've just gone back over those spots. You can see the sort of like translucent shine on there. That's the seal all. I've just done 1 application, but if you're trying to actually plug a hole with the seal all, you can put a dab on there. The gas will continue to come out a little bit, and the seal all will kind of fail at first. And then what happens is as it gets exposed to the oxygen, it starts to cure and set. And then you put another dab on, let it have a few seconds to cure and set a little bit, and then you put another dab on, and all of a sudden the leak stops. And then after that dries, you can get a few coats over top. So I've cleaned off the drain and actually sealed it up as well. And I've just gone Picasso on any other area that I suspect. Right? I found a few rusty areas there, but they didn't look like they were holes. So I've just gone Picasso on that shit and painted the seal all on. I didn't have to bare it. You know, you can paint the seal all over rust, over rock guard. The problem with that is that the rock guard may actually be protecting the leak a little bit, but really, you know, the seal all is kind of like the honey badger. Yeah, seal all don't give a fuck. So between the Permatex stick and this seal all, I've kept this fuel cell in action. The gas coming out did not have enough rust in it for me to believe that the inside of the rest of the fuel cell is really heavily rotten. The gas was actually pretty clean. In combination with doing this, I'm probably going to change out the fuel filter. Anyways, fellas, good luck with your fuel cells on your Troopers. If you want a quick method of changing out the fuel pump, I highly recommend Johnny Five's fuel pump video, where he just cuts the hole in the floor in the back. Don't forget to put the little filter bag on the bottom of your new fuel pump. Alright fellas, rubber side down. That's it for now. I'm going to throw some primer and some rock guard over that once it dries.